sick, I really, really appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm really appreciating the sex last night. When we're away, some of the other things that we hear and that are told to us.
Is that just going to stare at me like the whole time?
I'm just going to hold it here. How's that?
Oh, great.
Okay, great. No, but people want to know how to say no thank you. And I did a talk on that.
Yes.
Very, very, again, that one had almost 150 people. Did a talk about how to say no thank you. And when you say no thank you, you have to recognize that, what am I doing here? When you say no thank you, you have to recognize that most people are afraid of what? Why are they afraid to say no?
Afraid to hurt someone's feelings.
Right, they're afraid to hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah.
And typically they say, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to make them feel bad. I this or I that. Mm-hmm. And do you remember what I said?
You can't make anyone do anything.
Right. What's the first word they say?
I. Right.
So really it's about you.
Yeah.
It's not about the other couple. It's about you.
It's making you feel good.
Right. You're feeling good and you're feeling like a hero, and that's why you're not wanting to make them feel bad. Mm-hmm. Because we talk about communication, and whether you're a swinger living in the lifestyle having sex with a lot of people, swinger living in the lifestyle having sex with nobody, or just some people, whether you're a full swap or soft swap, what really matters, in my opinion, is that you're doing it for the right reasons and that you don't hurt other people's feelings.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So just be honest. Hey, don't feel the chemistry. Or, hey, I understand it's been fun, but not sure this is going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Because then you give them a chance to meet somebody who it might go somewhere with, and you give yourself a chance to go do something you may want to do.
Of course.
The other thing a lot of people...
should make you happy.
Well, you should want to make yourself and your partner happy.
Yeah.
Secure me, create strong we. Mm-hmm. The other thing people came up then afterwards and asked, it's funny, hey, any questions? Nobody raises their hands.
And then everyone comes up.
And then everyone comes up for a couple hours after, which I love. I don't mind. Okay, so learning how to say no thank you, but how do we get from talking to playing if we want to play? And the easy answer is...
Ask.
There you go. That's the easy answer.
You know, a lot of people have a hard time asking because they're afraid of rejection, but, you know, the answer is always no.
If you don't ask the question.
So just ask it. If you get shot down, not shot down.
Yeah, but if you get shut down, who cares?
Then it wasn't meant to be.
Right. And if you're in it to win it, if you're in it as a couple, the best thing that you know will happen is you're going to go home with your partner.
Right.
I mean, what's better than that? You're going home with your partner. Mm-hmm. If your goal, though, is to only go home with other people, it could get a little annoying.
Yeah.
You know, because then you're not doing it, in my opinion, for the right reasons.
No.
And
wrong goals.
Right, wrong goals. Mm-hmm. Wrong goals. So, you know, have the right goals. So how do you get from talking to a play situation? There's many ways. One couple approached and said they had been at a club. Or wait, was it there at Hito? They were, maybe it was at Hito. And they were talking to this couple for a while. Mm-hmm. But then they had to go to the restroom, so they excused themselves. By the time they came back, that couple they were talking to was already walking to the playroom with another couple. And they said, you know, we felt like we got cock blocked or vag damned.
Really? You have the opportunity to ask yourself.
Well, right, because I listened to them, and I said, well, did you let them know when you came back that you would like to go to the playroom with them? No. Okay, if you're nervous about asking them a question, did you say, hey, when we get back from the bathroom, why don't we go to, let's go to the playroom. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the playroom is a statement, because if they don't want to go, they don't have to go. Do you want to go is a question.
Right.
And I said, and the other thing you could have done, if you had to go to the bathroom and you felt there was chemistry, is say, why don't we all go back to our room, we'll use the restroom there, and then maybe we all jump in the shower and then run out to a hot tub.
What if it's number 2?
Then you don't want anyone in the room, right? Then you don't want anyone in the room. But let's pretend it's not number 2.
Okay.
Let's pretend it's not number 2. It's about asking.
But you said I could use your bathroom.
Yes, you said I could use your bathroom, but it's about asking. If you don't ask, you just don't know if it's going to happen. That's the bottom line, I feel.
Yeah.
And whether you're at an event like we were with Young Swingers Week, or you're at a party at your local club, just take the time to ask.
Right.
Or to make often you and I will say to a couple, hey, there seems to be chemistry here. Why don't we take this up to our room?
Right.
Or there seems to be chemistry here.
You're better at than I am.
Right, but that's okay. That's my role in the relationship.
Yeah.
You tell me you want, I say, let's get, if we can. Because they have the right to say no.
Of course.
But then the other thing people want to know is, how do we go over rules? Do we just wait till we're playing and then see, and danger if you do that, I feel. Mm-hmm. I feel the best way is when you're talking, hey, we're interested in you, or we feel there's chemistry, or however you want to broach that. This is what we do. This is how we play. Don't go over what you don't do, because anybody can go over negatives.
Yeah.
But this is what we enjoy doing.
Do?
Yeah, this is what we do. You said do. I mean, do you agree or disagree? Go over the positives. Go over what you do participate in.
I agree, because no one wants to hear, oh, I don't do this, I don't do this.
Right.
But if you specifically say, these are the things I do,
I do participate in.
I do participate in, then it starts in a positive note.
Mm-hmm. And they can say, oh, that's great, except that's just something we're a hard no on.
Right.
No pun intended of hard. And that's what makes it fun. No matter where you
and
are.
And make it sexy. Don't make it, okay, you da-da-da. Make it sexy.
Right.
And,
Christian Love is on right now. And I know, hi, sweetheart. I know because she has shared in private messages with you that you've shared with me, that you start talking positive, things continue to go positive.
Right.
You start talking negative, does anybody really want to be there?
No, not really.
Right. And as Lisa is saying, there are so many opportunities for miscommunication. Being friendly can be construed as flirty. Fine, in this environment, but they may not understand you're just being flirty. They may think that, oh, you're not interested.
Right.
Because even flirty, people can see that they can think you're not interested. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to bed if that's your goal if you don't talk about it.
Yes.
But again, I think keeping it, hey, Brendan, I think, and Daryl, thank you, I'm glad you agree, that when you keep it positive, ADD, baby. Squirrel, I have ADD, I'll show me ADD. When you keep it on a positive note, when you recognize that not everyone has no's. Some people say, let's go with the flow. Could be dangerous. Could be dangerous. But you'll never know unless you ask.
What if it's ant flow?
Well, if it's ant flow, then make A, have your Red Wings, and B, showers work well.
Yeah, they
Put
do.
towels down.
Yeah.
The what's it called? No more wet spot. That's for women who squirt. It is washable, but I don't know if blood comes out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Lionel.
Usually when I get blood everywhere, it's...
Let's change that subject. Yes. No. Pockets does not have the Hito cooties. Your can looks great. They're saying you got the flu basically day 3 or 4, but you rallied. You rallied, and Queen Bee and Louis are happy. Michelle, everyone's happy you rallied. I'm excited that we're going to see so many people back there in a month. What a great group we were just with. Another great group we're going to be with. A lot of our friends, like Cindy and others, were doing a cruise at the same time. Hopefully next year they'll join us at one of these events because it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
You learn a lot of things too, I think. You learn a lot of things too. When we talk to people, one interesting topic comes up, and it's what we just said, but I'm going to change the words. Are you going to get dumped, or are you about to get pumped? Right? But don't look at it as a dump. Thank you. But you're not getting dumped because, again, if you're worried about people saying no to you, well, you have your partner, and if that doesn't make you happy, well, then something's wrong with your relationship.
Why are you with your partner?
Right. So, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
It's just a matter of getting it instead of regretting it. Get it, don't regret it.
Right.
Don't get the flu because that can be a pain.
That really sucks.
When we were there, you went to bed probably around midnight or 1, and I was up with a bunch of people till maybe 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. Some people might ask, Pockets, what's it like for you to be sleeping knowing Michael's out with Young Swingers Week so that people understand where your head was?
Well, if you can't trust your partner, then what's the point of being with your partner?
Exactly.
One, and you probably need to talk about things if you can't trust your partner.
Right.
But just rely on communication. Rely on just being you two. And I was not feeling well, so me going to bed was important to our relationship.
How would you have felt? Because I did try to stay in the room. Why didn't you let me stay in the room with you? I mean, I did. I tried to stay in the room and lay next to you.
I know that you like going out. I know you like talking to people and having a good time. I didn't want to just keep you in the room and drive you crazy.
Well, you would have fallen asleep, too.
It was important to me that you had fun, and I didn't drag you down.
Okay, but I don't think you're being fair to me at that point, because there you're putting it all on me. You told me that...
No, I told you.
That you didn't want me... No, in a loving way, you said, I don't want you here because I just want to sleep and I don't want to feel that I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean...
I don't think I was putting it on you.
No, you just did.
I did.
The way you explained it. But I know what you meant. That's why I was asking. And when I was out, I felt very blessed because, well, people know who we are. So I'm not the creepy single guy, and any single guy can be a cool guy, just don't be creepy.
Right.
I didn't sit in between couples. You know, I would sit by our friends, and if someone didn't know me as well as somebody else, I'd make sure, you know, they introduced or things like that. We're sitting up on the pool deck by the lobby just talking, or we're sitting down at the restaurant on the non-nude side just eating and talking, and that was fun. And then only one night, it was the first night you got sick. Remember what I did? You asked for a shot.
Oh, yes.
And what did I do?
You sent a woman.
Oh, well, I sent you a shot. A beautiful, lovely woman that we had the pleasure of meeting at Desire back in August. Mm-hmm. Asked if she could bring you the shot.
And she did.
And she did. And we didn't see you or her for about another hour and a half, 2 hours. And then her husband and I came by, and wow, that was a fun evening.
Yes, it was.
It was a fun evening. And Michelle's saying it shows how much you trust each other. Totally agree. And you not being worried at all shows, to me, how secure you are in yourself, baby. Mm-hmm. And I'd be the same way. I wouldn't want you there. Selfishly, I would say, baby, go. No, because, well, okay, but you like to be just in your own bubble.
I do.
And I would say, but if Hannah was there, I'd say, baby, go spend time with Hannah and Sean. You know, there are a few other people there you know well. If it's people you know real well, then, and this was the first time we went with this group, mm-hmm. then you would go out. Mm-hmm. But I love how welcoming everyone is and how cool everyone is.
Yes.
You know? I don't know.
And you'd hope you trust the people that you were around too.
Right, because you understand the lifestyle is not, Christian is saying this, lifestyle is not a way to fix your relationship. If you have cracks in your relationship, it will destroy your relationship. Mm-hmm. If you have a solid foundation, it'll make your relationship even better.
Right.
And that's how I look at you and I. I'm not doing anything you haven't approved of. I won't even take a risk at doing something because my relationship with you is too strong. Mm-hmm. A secure me creates a strong we, and I want to continue making a strong we between you and I.
Yes.
Not P, we. A good solid flow is good when I go to the bathroom.
That's so true.
I know, I messed that one up there.
No, your prostate's not unhealthy.
True, my prostate's not unhealthy.
Because we don't want that again, do we?
You're right. You're right. Cindy makes a point. Chad makes a point. Discussing boundaries with your partner before or significant, others before venturing out solo. So mine wasn't necessarily venturing out solo, but a hall pass. You know, Cindy and his bride give each other hall passes, then making sure that you know what is and is not allowed. Right. And don't step over those boundaries. If you think about making the boundaries stretch a little bit, then discuss it and then stretch it. Mm-hmm. Don't stretch them right away.
Right.
Just don't stretch them right away. And I call him Cindy because he hits the tennis ball like a Cindy. There you go. I know. I knew this girl Cindy once who hit it not so good, and so Chad.
The lifestyle's not about
who you. What?
What
are you going to try to say here?
I was trying to say something, but it just distracted me. The lifestyle's not about asking for forgiveness from your partner.
Right. It's asking permission, not for forgiveness.
That's going to ruin everything.
I believe it will. I believe that if you ask for forgiveness instead of permission, that you're going to ruin your relationship. Mm-hmm. Because how many times should you really be forgiven if you're in a relationship where you should openly communicate?
Right.
Michelle talks about it often. Kirsten has brought it up. You and I talk about it daily, basically. Communication is lubrication. Mm-hmm. The answer is no if you don't ask the question. There was somebody there that, had we known better, you might have been okay if she wanted to play one of the nights you were sleeping. But you didn't know her. And so when she asked if that was a possibility, and you said, not tonight. She didn't seem mad, and if she was, too bad for her, because all she had to do is say, oh, can I ask how come? And you would have said, it's just, I don't know you. I trust Michael. I'm sure I can trust you, but I'd like to get to know the woman if I'm not going to be there, because part of the fun for you is watching.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to be there, then blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That's how I look at it. You agree or no?
I totally agree.
So you and I believe if you play, the only right way is your way. That there's no one right way. If someone else tells you that in the lifestyle you must do it this way, you run for the hills.
Yeah.
Because the only right way is your way.
If there's no hills, just run.
Right. And if you're not playing with each other at home, I feel that could be a danger sign. We talked about this recently, and I want to go over it again because people have asked about this. What's going on at home that is causing you not to play with your partner, but only wanting to play outside of your relationship?
Right.
And are you doing it consensually? Because there is a way to get the mojo back.
Yeah, there is.
Right? The two of you can go from icy to spicy. Mm-hmm. One of the first things, and that's what we were talking about, is remove obstacles that block passion.
TVs, cell phones.
Cell phones. I call it technoference.
I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but yeah.
if you start removing some of those obstacles, like you said, TV, friends that are toxic,
Yes.
lifestyle or vanilla,
Yeah.
if they're having a lot of problems, I'm not saying drop them as a friend, but I say consider not getting involved in their toxic issues.
Right.
Don't take sides.
Yes.
Like them both, enjoy them both, but don't take sides. That's one way. Resentment, old wounds, and technology.
Yes.
Those are huge obstacles in a relationship.
Yes.
Resentment, old wounds, and technology. And there's a term we use now in psychology called technoference.
I like that.
Technology interference.
Interference.
Right. But set up rules and boundaries with that too. When you and I are at dinner, we have a rule. We don't look at our phones. Because that's our time together. Whether we're home or if we're expecting a call from one of our children or a business reason and the phone goes off, one of us will glance and that's it.
Shouldn't even be at the table.
Well, no, at our dinner table, we don't bring the phone.
No.
I did a couple times a few weeks ago because we have a big deal we're working on right now. I have to leave, for a night. I'll be in Vegas. And then I'll be back tomorrow. It's just, so for that, we had the phone at the dinner table because we were waiting on some contracts. But other than that, but again, we set those rules together.
Right.
We'll set those rules together.
I think people are so connected to that they're just,
which can cause resentment.
it can cause a resentment because you're not talking to each other, regardless of, oh yeah, I said this on Facebook, oh look at this, what I did. You need to connect physically and emotionally, not just with this machine. And I love our machines.
Right.
But I think it disconnects people from family, from friends, from everything because it's instant.
Well, exactly. It's become an extension of our circulatory system. You think about phones, right?
Yeah.
Here are swingers. All right, what is the reason if we're out on a date with a woman or another couple that we would need to be paying attention to our phones? Seriously, there's no reason.
Right.
If it's our kids, they get through because their number is on a special list if we put our phones on Do Not Disturb. So anyone else, what's the point? What's the need? In my opinion, when we're on a date, just you and I, or with a single woman or a couple, there's no reason to look at the phone because unconsciously, research shows it's signaling to the other people they're not important. And it's also signaling that, hey, okay, so you want to have sex with me, possibly, there's chemistry, but I don't mean enough. You don't have to care about me and love me that way, but I don't mean enough for you to at least give me your attention.
Right.
And that's where the unhealthiness comes in. Science research, statistically significant, shows that partners get hurt when they don't communicate boundaries about phones.
Yes.
Especially phones. Computers are different because you sit in front of a computer and you're there and you're focused on that.
Right.
But when you're playing games with your family or you're playing games as swingers, put the phones down.
Yes.
Another study I just read that was very interesting, and I'm helping out on a follow-up, is they found, the belief was, their hypothesis was, that couples who update their Facebook status and maintenance their relationship, meaning they share things about their relationship on Facebook, they predicted that those couples would be happier and more in love than couples who didn't. Well, sure, you're making these affirmations to the world, right?
Right.
You're telling the world how much I love you.
Right.
I went from single to dating, or I went from dating to engaged, or engaged to married. And their hypothesis, their belief was, the more you do it, the healthier your relationship and the more in love your relationship is. Because you're sharing with the world, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. What research found was those who did it less spent less time on Facebook because they spent face-to-face time with their partner, and their actions showed their partner their emotions and their intentions, versus having to post it somewhere, because when you're posting it, who are you really posting it for?
Right.
Yourself and the world.
Yeah.
You're trying to tell the world. How many times do we see posts where they say, "Oh my God, I love my wife or my
Oh,
husband"?
it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I know I'm not a very touchy-feely type of person.
Right.
However, posting that, even if I was posting that, just seems like you want people to go, oh, look at them, they're so in love, oh, how cute. But I'd rather them see us holding hands and kissing and having dinner together and things like that than posting something that kind of, it's not nothing, but
I appreciate
it could mean nothing. It just means you're trying to affirm your love for your
I'm showing you affirmation
Right.
via social media instead of showing you affirmation via face-to-face.
Right.
When we were out at Wine With Me with Sean and Hannah, none of us touched our phones. We're not posting on social media. We're spending this time and having fun. And Chris is asking, absolutely you can do both. The research looked at the couples that did more of one and less of the other. But, I look at Chris and Marty, for example. He just asked that. When they post, it's not the same continuous, I have to prove my love. It's, this is why, hey, you just did this for me today, and I want to say thank you. But Chris has also already said thank you to Marty. Or Marty's already said thank you to Chris in person.
Right.
Face to face. It's when you're not doing it face to face, and you're only doing it via social media.
Right.
And so
that's where it gets tricky.
That's where it gets tricky, and that's where technoference comes in. So remove the obstacles that block passion. Technology is definitely one of them. Technology can cause resentment. The other issue with technology is, are you spying on your partner? So if you can't trust your partner, what the hell are you doing? Sean and Hannah, hello, we miss you guys so much.
True. Do you think it's? I mean, I don't feel that people should get mad though. I'm not saying I do this. I'm just saying I don't think people should get mad if by chance they have a bad feeling and they check. I don't feel that's bad.
I have nothing to hide. You can check on anything, and anyone that's worried about being checked up on typically is doing something wrong.
Right, and I think that you can get the feeling if.
But
your
what if
partner, you feel like something, like they're hiding their phone more, or they're doing something like that. I feel like it's in everyone's best interest if they're all the cards laid out on the table. Look,
okay,
here you can have it.
Okay, but let me say this then.
Okay.
If a partner is consistently here we are, swingers living in a lifestyle. We talk about open communication and sharing. We talk about trust. TTLC: trust, talk, listen, communicate. We say that communication is lubrication. Right? Spidey senses for a reason. Chris said, you got spidey senses for a reason.
I have spidey senses.
She does. So if all those things are in place, and a partner occasionally checks their partner's Facebook page, and goes through their messages and all that,
right.
I get it. I absolutely get it.
Yeah.
But I don't get, and where I feel there's an issue, is the partner that has to do it all the time.
Yes.
Because if your spidey senses, as Chris is saying, and you're saying, go off all the time, what are you not proactively discussing?
Right.
What is it you're really concerned about that you're not willing to talk about?
Right.
And what is it your partner's doing to make you feel that way?
Yeah.
Right? Because your partner's doing what they're doing, but who's making you feel that way? You.
And sometimes it's transference. You're doing something that you feel guilty about, and so you're checking up on your partner. So
Right.
you've got to...
You got to balance it out.
There's so many variables.
You got to balance it out. And you got to make sure that when you are feeling something, okay, go check. Because I always tell you, go check. I have no problem. But then tell me about it.
Yeah.
Let me know. I don't care. You have passwords to everything. You can access every one of my accounts anywhere. But then just tell me about it.
Right.
If you found something, ask me. Chad is saying good jealousy versus bad jealousy. Absolutely.
Right.
Jealousy is not unhealthy if you let jealousy take over.
Right.
That's where it's an obstacle to passion. That's where being a swinger living in a lifestyle can get very difficult. You like how I'm very difficult?
I love that.
Yeah, you didn't want that much.
I know my voice is like...
All right, another way you can get back that passion, so you remove the obstacles, make pleasure a priority.
Yes.
Between you two. Okay, you acknowledge when you go play, you want to have pleasure too, if you can, but make pleasure a priority.
Oh, yeah.
And Robert, I agree. Jealousy is a waste of time if you don't share with your partner. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
You might have a feeling that you want to discuss, then discuss it. But if you don't, then you are wasting a lot of time dwelling on something that could be easily rectified.
Right.
Not rectal.
God.
Not rectal, rectified.
I have a question for you, though. So I started this series called Outlander, and
Right.
she was married to this... I'm just going to give you a little backstory. She was married to a man, and they couldn't stay apart. They loved each other so much. They got married, and the war came, and they spent 5 years apart because she was
Right.
a nurse and stuff. They got back together, and the only thing they had in common was sex.
Right.
What do you do in that situation?
Okay, unlike a lifestyle arrangement, swingers, typically, okay, what about our brave men and women worldwide in any country who serve their country, right? Thank you, first of all, for the sacrifices you've made to
Yes.
protect all of us.
I think that they should get paid more than...
Well, they should, yeah, I agree. We could side note there, they should get a triple what they make now. They should have insurance for life, a good insurance,
Yeah.
and they should be heroes because no matter what, they're putting their life on the line in some way or another. Our elected officials, congressional elected officials, they only have to be inaugurated. I'm not talking Democrat, Republican, any elected official in the House or the Senate. Same thing with the president and vice president. But look at these men and women. All they have to do is get sworn in. They can quit the next day, and they get their full pay and insurance for life.
doing?
Our servicemen and women serve 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
In battle.
In battle sometimes. And sometimes making sacrifices where they lose their family and everything. But yet, they don't get those benefits.
Right.
I think it's a little backwards. But let's get back to your question.
So effed up.
We'll get back. I think it is messed up pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I mean, it's the police officers, the firefighters, the teachers, those serving. I'm not knocking any of their career, but they basically put their life on the line every day. Teachers too.
Yeah, they do. I
so many
put up with
teachers.
other people's kids.
So many teachers work 2 jobs. Same thing with firemen, firefighters, and police officers. Again, not judging a career. I am stating that when they're putting their life on the line every day, I think the mental loss, the PTSD that go on with vets, and so anyway, let me just get off that because I don't want to dwell on all that, but I do believe what you're saying, Pockets. I totally believe what you're saying, that we need to treat them better. Yes. But go to your Outlander situation. If you're apart from each other for whatever reason, even because you were serving, and you have an agreement that you can play with others, okay, but let's say you don't. You come back, it's a good thing you have sex in common, because from there you can build.
Right.
But if you're telling me they have nothing in common and they don't want to have any sensuality or sexuality, well then why are they staying together?
Yeah, then you're just best friends.
Then you're just best friends. And is it bad to be best friends and be swingers? I'm going to say maybe. I'll tell you why I say maybe. If you meet another couple that you think has something that you want, because you're just best friends with your partner, you guys really don't have any intimacy or passion or sensuality, but you have business together, you have a family together, you really love them, and you just don't want to hurt them and let them go. What happens if you meet somebody
that has everything that you want,
or you think has everything you want? A lot of people perceive people's lives to be better than they are.
Yes.
But when you meet that couple, you may be, instead of thinking, as a man, instead of thinking, that's awesome that he and his wife seem so close, they go to, wow, they seem so close. I want to be that. I want her.
Right.
And that's not fair. So if you're doing it for the right reasons, okay. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, no. That's why I said maybe. That's why I feel maybe.
Gotcha.
Because that couple that has no intimacy at home, no passion at home, no sensuality at home, but they're best friends, to me, isn't a safe couple for you or I to play with.
Yes.
That's us. And I have that right to say that.
Totally agree.
And that's because no one can come between us, but I just don't want the drama. I just don't want the headaches and drama.
I hate drama.
I hate drama. All right. So remove obstacles that block passion. Make pleasure a priority. Sometimes veg out together. Stay offline. Force the intimacy if you have to. You schedule meetings. You schedule time at the gym. Schedule sex.
Yeah.
Because once you get started, odds are you're both going to enjoy getting to the finish.
Yes.
Maybe not, but odds are you will. You will.
If not, just fake it.
Just fake it till you make it. Another way to go from icy to spicy, know what you like and what your partner likes. Tell your partner you like something. Tell your partner what you enjoy. And listen to your partner or ask them what they particularly like. Because you're going to get an A+. You're going to get a 4.0 on that stuff.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! You're going to get a 4.0 on that stuff. Another idea I believe we should share is, seriously, keep it fresh. Not like lettuce.
Organic and all that crap.
No. By the way, I do want to thank you to Chef Andrew, the head chef at Hito. We're gluten-free by choice, and he made sure to have gluten-free bread and gluten-free pancake mix.
By choice.
By choice, yeah. Well, we're not celiac. I don't want people to think it makes us sick in case we're joining somebody somewhere and they might get sick. No, it's by choice. We don't eat it. But again, the answer is always no if you don't ask the question. Go ask the question. If you're at Desire, they have gluten-free options. If you're at Hito, they have gluten-free options. So anywhere in the world, you're with lifestyle or non-lifestyle, just remember to ask. Remember to ask. So keep it fresh. Be open to new experiences. Be open to new positions.
I went parasailing.
Parasailing.
I'd done it before when I was 18. But I had so much fun.
You did have fun.
Oh my God, I had such a blast. I could have been up there all day.
You and your wife, you did it. You got over your fear. Then Sean and I went up, and it was funny because he was nervous, and I promised not to get too crazy. But I did fly. I moved myself out of the harness that way,
you're crazy.
And I acted like Superman. Yeah. But it didn't affect Sean, so it was okay. That was all right. And be willing to take one-on-one adventures with your partner, which can lead to some great orgy adventures too.
True.
But remember, when I say the couple that plays together stays together, I'm not suggesting you must do everything together.
Right.
I'm only asking that you do things consensually. Right?
Right. I think it's important to have like your girls' time or your alone time or things that you do separately, because then you can come back together and talk about it. Because if you always have everything
that you do together, you don't miss each other.
Yeah, you don't miss each other, and it's fun to miss each other.
It is. You and I are together a lot.
Yes.
And I leave for Vegas. Because you're sick, you're not coming. You have some stuff with Testazone that you're getting done. Very proud. I mean, Testazone is God, we've had to reorder a whole new batch. I mean, it's thousands of people around the world now. Very proud that it's moving up the ranks on, Amazon? Just type in Testazone, Testazone. It's nutraceutical, all natural. You can see it all there. But you take care of that side of the business, and the 2 new products we're launching, you take care of all that stuff. It's nice, though. I like to miss you. And I even told you the other day, I've been gone for 20 minutes. I missed you. Aww. It was nice to miss you.
You were just in the bathroom.
I was just in the bathroom. Yeah, how can I miss you if you won't go away? Good old Chris.
Exactly.
But growing separately does not mean you're growing apart. Mm-hmm. And I feel people confuse that.
I agree.
Growing separately does not mean you're growing apart.
I think people think that if they're away, that they are gonna grow apart, and they're gonna start liking something over here more, and they're gonna find something in common with this person, and they're gonna like them the more. But if you trust your partner, then
well, it goes back to what you just said. Trust your partner.
Yeah, you have to trust your partner, and if you don't, see a therapist.
Proactively. If you're having, before you think you're going to have issues, proactively go talk to a therapist or coach. You know, I do that for a lot of couples, and I refer people nationwide. Canada, there's a few I refer to, but go proactively or reactively.
Right.
And if the issues you're having may not be lifestyle related, I'll tell you certain therapists and coaches that work with couples that understand that the lifestyle doesn't cause problems when other things are there too. It can cause problems.
It can.
But being in a lifestyle does not vaccinate you from financial issues that can cause divorce, or family issues that can cause divorce, or the way you want to raise children that can cause divorce.
Or cheating.
Or cheating. It doesn't vaccinate you from cheating. So, yeah, make sure you communicate. And one thing that I remind people when I talk, and you and I do it on here, is, so you think they go out at night with their friends, they're cheating. Cheating can happen any time of the day or night.
Right.
So, you know, we know people that unfortunately cheated when they went to the gym. They're at the gym. You know, your body's gotten it's weird. You're putting on not gym weight, but you've been going to the gym consistently for the last 10 weeks. And your body's changed in an unusual way. Well, because they were cheating.
Right.
They were cheating. That's why. You know? Jason said, pointers on making great friends over just one times versus newbies. Hey, all. I wasn't sure what that meant. I just wanted to read it.
Gotcha.
That's what it is, right? Ed and Val, can't wait to see, again, wildwomenvacations.com, Playful Pussycats in Jamaica, the 22nd through the 29th of April. Check them out. There's still, I think, a couple rooms available. Rochester Erotic Arts Festival with SatinSheetDreams.com will be there broadcasting and speaking. Check them out, SatinSheetDreams.com. Jose said he would drink your bathwater. Jose, I don't know if you want to drink her bathwater. Well, she doesn't bathe.
I don't bathe.
She showers. She doesn't bathe. She thinks it's going to bother her vagina.
It will bother my vagina.
When you find out from your female friends, non-lifestyle or lifestyle, that they're having issues in their relationship, let's look at lifestyle, swinger, right? Okay. And then they talk about playing. What goes through your head?
Danger, Will Robinson?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, fix what you have at home before you even think about it, because
right.
It's
or work on it. Maybe you can't fix it. Maybe it's going to be a long-term fix.
Right.
But if you're working towards a conclusion, is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Because you don't want to go into this and work on it because...
Well, okay, hold on. There are certain things that could be going on at home that have nothing to do with sex or sexuality.
True.
That you're going to work through, and you can make the choice to step aside from playing. Mm-hmm. I've always told you, I can never leave the lifestyle if you ask me to. Mm-hmm. Mentally, our friends, but I could immediately stop playing if you asked me to.
Right.
And you've said the same to me.
Yeah.
So there are aspects of the lifestyle, being a swinger, that you can and cannot do.
Right.
You know, being a swinger...
Take a break, you can still go and enjoy everyone else.
Or you can still play. Just make sure whatever's going on at home, you're working through and working on, not waiting to deal with it.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yes.
Rob is asking, he's not in the lifestyle, but they're visiting Desire for the first time in 2 weeks. Great, great place. You will love it. Either RM or Pearl. They're both amazing. He said, do you recommend the couple sensual massage? What can I expect? Rob, if you and your partner are going to do the couple sensual massage, make sure you communicate ahead of time.
Yes.
About
it is what it is.
There will not be penis inside vagina penetration, except for maybe you and your partner. But during a sensual massage, nothing illegal happens, but body parts do get touched.
Yes.
Body parts do get touched. And if that's something that would make you or your partner uncomfortable, and this is a great point though. If that's something that would make you and your partner uncomfortable in a play situation, you know, you're on a bed and you want to play, but you don't want the couple next to you touching you, the couple hopefully respects that and doesn't do anything without asking.
Right.
But you talk about getting a couple sensual massage, or you talk about maybe a little soft swap. What is okay? What's not okay? So yeah, body parts are going to get touched that normally don't get touched in a regular massage, but no penetration is going to happen.
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Becca and Jason, great meeting you guys too. We're still recovering. What a great week. Absolutely. And thank you. They wrote, we learned so much listening to your talks and talking to you guys. Jason and Becca means the world to us. Thank you so much. It really does. It's humbling. I take great pride in it's humbling. All the time we get to spend with family.
Yep.
You know, blood may make you related, but loyalty makes us family. That's what's so important here.
Next time I'm taking emergency.
Take emergency and Tamiflu maybe.
Yes.
Or I don't believe Z-Packs work that well because your body usually kicks in. But if your body hasn't cured this in another day, I think you need to go see our doctor and get some antibiotic. What's your ears? They hurting?
Yes.
Well, because I'm talking in them right now. You have headphones on. Did you know that? I don't know. Louis saying they did the massage at Sea Mountain. It's fun in Palm Springs. I don't know why I say I usually don't say that often. I'm saying a lot today. Random? Any thoughts?
No. No thoughts at all.
No thought. Just let me get over this. I don't feel good. We're going to interview later in the week Island Block Radio. It's two wonderful gentlemen that started for Pacific Islanders. Their culture, they do talk and music. Two great guys.
It's a beautiful culture.
Beautiful culture. So much history there. And I'm really excited to talk to them.
What is Micro-Polynesia?
No, Micronesia. Is another island.
Oh.
So Polynesia...
Is it just a tinier island?
Yeah, it's micro. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's micro.
There's only one person on it.
It's so micro, we can't find the one person. No, not insulting the culture at all. There's so much culture and so much great stuff down there, the Pacific Islanders. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about the Moana premiere that happened a year ago, The Rock, the first Pacific Island princess for Disney.
Yes, Moana.
They took great pride. The gentleman had mentioned before, they took great pride in that because it does say, okay, we're being recognized.
I forgot that The Rock is Polynesian.
He definitely is. He's a Pacific Islander.
He can Polynesia anything. He's so good looking.
And we can't wait to see you guys. Vala, we miss you and Val a lot too. Jay and Jen said they took emergency and Tamiflu. Worked great for them this time. They highly recommend. I call that prophylactic. Take it ahead of time, proactively.
Prophylactic. That sounds so wrong.
That sounds like a condom. Role play. Somebody said to me on the flight on the way home, they recognized us from the TV show, and that was wonderful. This was on our flight from Charlotte to LA.
We didn't sit together. You
You
didn't want to sit with me. You're like, I'm not gonna get sick.
Honey, that was the first flight. No, the second flight I did. But they said, can we ask you a question? And I said, okay, yes, please. They said, role-playing seems weird. It kind of seems cheesy. We feel weird and kind of intimidated to even start.
Okay.
And I said, okay, but don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
Seriously. There was an article that I pulled up, and because after talking to them, I wanted to see. And what I shared with them is, if you feel cheesy, you're actually doing it right. I mean, think about it. You're kind of doing it right because, well, you're becoming somebody that you aren't normally.
Yes.
One of the suggestions I made.
Unless that's one of your personalities.
Unless you have multiple personality disorders. Yeah. One of the suggestions I made, because I said, what type of role play do you like? And they said, well, boss employee. I said, all right, one suggestion I would make is, when you first get started, don't use the names or persons that you know from either one of your companies.
That makes it weird.
Well, it could make it weird.
It could make it personal.
Well, and that's it. That's it, exactly.
It could make people go,
Because
like the song Things That Make You
go, Simply for the reason that you want to make sure you're playing a fantasy thing versus, I'll go this way, how's that? We'll see the clock up there. A fantasy thing versus possibly something you want, because when you're role playing, maybe you're not into actual playing.
Right.
So I gave him that idea, gave him a couple other ideas,
I felt, because I'd never role played before until I'd met you, and
Right.
I felt weird at first, and sometimes I still feel a little silly and giggly.
But I think that's fun.
But yeah, it is fun, especially when I'm being the naughty schoolgirl.
You're being a naughty schoolgirl. And I'm your teacher or principal.
Yes.
Do you know what the most popular role-playing is?
Teacher principal.
You got it.
Really?
Yep. Teacher principal is, well, no, I'm sorry. No, that's wrong. Boss and secretary.
Really?
Boss and secretary is the most popular, followed then by lord and servant,
Lord.
like a master and servant. Yep.
Okay.
Then police and criminal,
Oh yeah, I like that one.
the plumber.
Oh, I've
Come in
seen.
and fix
have
your
you
pipes?
seen my plumbers? No, thank you.
Surprisingly, the article said not the pizza boy though, because a lot of adult stuff. Then that was followed by strangers who meet at a bar, and last, which we haven't done, and I'm surprised because it'd probably be your favorite, vampire and victim.
Why have we not done that?
I know.
Huh? We gotta try that later.
Okay, Mike and Andrea. They say, "What do you mean? We play as Mike and Holly at the time."
Oh.
Love you guys. Hey, you can role play as us. We know.
Is that Lord and Victim?
Yeah, exactly. That's Dom and sub there. That's what you guys are doing. I know that's what you guys are doing. But when you get into it, and if it's okay, you can make it real life people. Mm-hmm. You know, you've called me Gerard Butler many times. I've called you Scarlett Johansson many times.
That's not your name.
If I only could talk like him, huh? Oh, there was that couple there from Ireland, and you just walked up. Could you just
I'm
please
like,
talk?
just talk. Please, just talk.
Just talk. Trainer and client. That's another good one. That's definitely a good one. So,
I don't think I would do that because I knew someone that was doing that without her husband's knowledge. So I don't like that one.
yeah, but you're role playing. But you're role playing. But that's fair.
Right.
That's fair. It was something that is personal to you, so you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. How do you know whether role playing is something that you should introduce into your sex life? The first step, according to this article, and I agree with it, think about the scenarios that you would want to play out, and then see if they turn you on. Don't talk to your partner at that point.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, does it turn you on? I forgot we got Facebook Live there too.
What about pilot and
flight attendant?
flight attendant.
According to our friend Ellie, flight attendants don't like the pilots, but
That's
hey, you
funny.
never know. You never know. Now,
But
if
you
it
can
does,
always go in their cockpit.
oh, no pun intended. So if it does turn you on, ask your partner, and then if it turns both of you on, okay. But before you jump into it, talk about what you want in the scenario. Avoid surprises and misunderstandings, which is why I suggest Mike and that's how I can say it. Me and Camrek there, because some people know who I'm talking about, said they pretend they're you and I. I know they're joking, but they pretend they're you and I. Don't pretend you're somebody that, and we know them personally, they were on the show with us. To use people you actually know can be threatening and intimidating to your partner.
Yeah.
It can be. There's nothing wrong
Like
with that.
I always say, don't say your next door neighbor or
Good
things
point.
like
Boss,
that.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I like to play hooker, and you can just leave the money on the table for me.
Another thing, make it acceptable. Either one of you can exit at any time. No questions asked. You can stop the role playing.
Yes.
Then I think, and the article said, I added a little to this, Jesse wrote some of these things, and I agree with most of what she said. Be as specific as possible. It's okay, I feel, this is where I disagree, I feel it's okay, be as specific as possible, but things are going to come up while you're doing it. Be willing to adjust. Be willing
Right.
to adjust.
Roll with the punches.
Roll with the punches. And if you are playing different people, obviously, use names. Come up with names. But don't, my ex used to do this to me. We'd role play and I'd use the name, let's say Vanessa. And then we'd get done, she's, who's Vanessa? It was the first name that came to my mind. Why? I don't know, I saw a movie about Vanessa Hudgens. I don't know, Vanessa Williams. I don't know.
Right.
But don't get mad at your partner.
But, because
right?
then you're not going to want to role play with their partner anymore.
Right.
And it's,
And Jesse says, be clear about what you don't want to have happen. I don't like emphasizing don't. I like looking at, this is what we want.
well, it's just role play as long as it's safe for both of you and no one's getting hurt and no one's
Right.
emotionally too, because
But that's where, okay, let's not use the names of people we really know.
Right.
Neighbors, employers, other people that work
Right.
for us, your sister, something like that.
yeah, not again, honey.
Not again. But from there, you don't need to bring down. You don't need too many don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
And if the scenarios are broad, okay, it could hurt someone's feelings if you haven't communicated up front what is and is not okay to use as names.
Right.
If
Or
you're-
just common knowledge you don't
Yeah.
use.
I like, you and I have done it too, drive separately to a bar. You can't get into it, you think it's too cheesy? Drive separately to a bar or to a lounge, a club, something like that. Meet up there, pretend you don't know each other. Wear clothes you might not normally wear. You know, dress a little sexier, dress a less sexier, whatever it is.
Just like a nun.
And exactly. Some people are into that.
Some people like that.
And I said it earlier. If you feel cheesy, that's part of the fun. Go all out. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. I mean, isn't that what it's
life's
about?
all about.
That's what
Life's
it's
too
about.
short.
Life's too short to be so serious.
Seriously.
It's too short to be so serious. All right, so for a minute now, I'm going to sign off from the Michael Pockets Facebook page. We are still Playboy Radio fan page, Facebook Live. But Pockets, you want to wave goodbye on this one? Playboy Radio fan page we're staying on. Love you guys. Just scroll down. You can still see finishing up the show live, but it's my hand's getting tired.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
My hand.
Ed's going to dress up as Deadpool. Val has a thing for Ryan Reynolds.
Oh.
You know, he's from the city that rhymes with fun.
Regina.
Regina! Shout out, Matt. We met a great couple from Regina.
I should have a statue